Deliver game. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, we are live. So again, back again, Aditya and myself for the next big cricket tournament is going to happen. India versus Australia விளையாடிட்டு இருக்காங்க. I mean ODI, T20 and Test series. It's a long series. Usually நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா every year Australia series used to be the cherry on top of the cake சொல்லுவாங்க அந்த மாதிரி. பட் இப்போ ஐபிஎல் ஒரு பெரிய டோர்னமெண்ட் முடிஞ்சு உடனே இப்போ இந்த டெஸ்ட் மேட்ச் வருது ஒரு மாதிரி அவசர அவசரமா உள்ள போற மாதிரி இருக்கு ஆக்சுவலா அந்த யூஸ்வலா இருக்கிற ஹைப் எல்லாம் தெரியல. அண்ட் ஆல்சோ பிரஸ் கான்ஃபரன்ஸ்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா அவங்க தான் ரொம்ப அப்படியே அன்பா பேசுறாங்க ஆஸ்திரேலியன்ஸ்லாம். எனக்கு ஒண்ணுமே புரியல. முன்னாடிலாம் வந்தா 4-0 உங்களுக்கு எல்லாம் வாய்ப்பே இல்லை அப்படின்னு. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி சொல்றது போல இப்போ வந்து பரவாயில்ல விராட் இல்ல அதனால எங்களுக்கு கொஞ்சம் நல்லபடியா ஆடுவோம்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இந்த மாதிரி பரிதாபமா பேசுறாங்க. ஸோ அதுக்கு என்ன ஆச்சு ஆஸ்திரேலியாவுக்கு?
ஆஸ்திரேலியாவுக்கு என்ன ஆச்சுன்னு எனக்கு தெரியல. ஆனா பட் ரவிசாஸ்திரி சொல்லிட்டாரு, we have the fabulous 5 fast bowlers.
எனக்கு ஒரு ஞாபகம் வருது.
டைமிங்
நான் நேரடியா சொல்லல, நீங்க எதாவது தப்பா புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க.
ஸோ ஆக்சுவலா ரவிசாஸ்திரி சொல்லியிருக்காரு, எங்க கிட்ட 5 டாப் கன் ஃபாஸ்ட் பவுலர்ஸ் இருக்காங்க, we can take 20 wickets எனி டைம். 20 wickets எடுக்கிறதெல்லாம் ஓகே, கோலி இல்லாம 200 அடிப்போமா மொத்த ஸ்கோரும் அப்படின்றது இல்லை இப்போ ஒரு பெரிய கொஸ்டின் மார்க். அதை பத்தி நாங்க பேச மாட்டோம். டெஸ்ட் சீரீஸ் முடிஞ்ச அப்புறம் அதுக்கு ஒரு ஏதாவது மைண்ட்ல ஒன்று வச்சிருப்போம், அப்ப சொல்லிக்கலாம். கோலி இல்லாம போற அப்படி எல்லாம் கிடையாது. we tried our level best, we expressed ourselves, but Australia expressed better அப்படின்னு ஏதாவது சம்மந்தமே இல்லாம வந்து வெளியே சொன்னா நம்ம தானே போறாங்க, யாரு நம்பாம இருக்க போறாங்க அப்படின்ற மாதிரி. பட் லேங்கர் பிலாசபின்னு நினைக்கிறேன். They want to stay grounded, they don't want to come out and talk too brash. நாங்க அடிச்சிருவோம், வின் ஆயிடுவோம். கல்ச்சர் டெவலப் பண்றாங்கல்ல அந்த ஜஸ்டின் லேங்கர். And he says there is no more abuse, it's just light banter like whatever you saw with Tim Payne, Rishabh Pant. That's what we represent. Maybe
ரெண்டு விஷயம். ஒன்னு of course they don't have the same kind of players which they had. So முன்னாடி அப்படி பேசுறதுக்கான அப்படி ஒரு ஸ்குவாட், அப்படி ஒரு டீம் இருந்துச்சு. 4 சொல்ற மாதிரி ஒரு பேட்டிங் யூனிட்டும் bowling யூனிட் இருந்தது. ஸோ அஃப்கோர்ஸ் தே ஹேட் பெடிகிரி ஆஃப் பிளேயர்ஸ். இப்போ ரைட் நவ் தே டோன்ட் ஹேவ் த சேம் பெடிகிரி ஆஃப் பிளேயர்ஸ். ஸோ அந்த பிராஷ்னஸ் கம்மியாக இருக்கலாம். அண்ட் அஃப்கோர்ஸ் ஆஃப்டர் இந்த சவுத் ஆஃப்ரிக்கன் அந்த இன்சிடென்ட் சாண்ட் பேப்பருக்கு அப்புறம் அவங்க ரொம்ப ஆடி போயிட்டாங்க, ரொம்ப அடி வாங்கிட்டாங்க. ஆக்சுவலா பப்ளிக்லேயே இந்த பேக்லாஸ் வந்துருச்சு அவங்களுக்கு. ஸோ தே பிகம் மீக் அண்ட் சி it's ironical because Justin Langer was part of that side, was part of the hard era and was part of the the Australian peak. So for him to do that, it tells you everything. And அது பிரைம் மினிஸ்டர் லெவல்ல போச்சு இல்லையா லாஸ்ட் டைம் வந்து அவங்க இந்த மாதிரி வந்து பப்ளிக்கா சொல்லிட்டாரு, இந்த மாதிரி தான் ஆடிதான் ஆஸ்திரேலியன் டீமே இல்லைன்ற லெவல்ல பேசிட்டாங்க. ரொம்ப அடி வாங்கிட்டாங்க. ஸோ பட் ஐ திங்க் ஒன் ஆஃப் த ட்ராஜடிஸ் ஆஃப் மாடர்ன் டே கிரிக்கெட் இஸ் திஸ், the subservience to Indian team and BCCI is actually killing cricket actually. எல்லாரும் வந்து பிகாஸ் பைசா வேணி இருக்கு அண்ட் நம்மளும் ஒரு மாதிரி பாராட்டுக்காகவே வாழற மாதிரி நம்ம கூட்டமும் இருக்கு. ஸோ அதனால வந்து நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா எந்த போர்டு போனாலும் எந்த மேட்ச் போனாலும் எல்லாரும் அன்பா பேசுறாங்க. பிசிஐ வராது, ஐயோ பிக் சீரீஸ் கோலி மாதிரி உலகத்திலேயே யாரும் இல்லைன்றாங்க. ஸோ அது சீரீஸ் இல்லையா? See, and also IPL.
I would love to see that if they are so kind to us, why not they allow us to win couple of World Cups? I would be happy. Fine.
Whatever way. நான் சொல்றது வந்து என்ன ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா, as a fan வந்து எனக்கு அது ஒரு சேலஞ்சே அந்த சிங்க் ஆக மாட்டேங்குது. அங்க வரும்போதே அன்பா வர வச்சு பட்டு கம்பளம் விரிக்கிறாங்க. ஆஸ்திரேலியா was the pantomime villain. They were the guys who the world wanted to beat always. Everybody hated them and they didn't care and they played amazing cricket and all that.
No,
and Australia
somewhere or the other the entire world and cricket fraternity speaks as if India are the team to be that. Maybe in India, yes, but I don't know why they don't have that kind of record. Maybe it's the money, it's the IPL contract.
See, they lost the test series in South Africa. They lost the test series in England. They won against Australia, which didn't have Smith and Warner, and which was an Australian side which was close after the sandpaper incident. It's like they were so scared. ஒருத்தரை பார்த்து பேசிக்கிறதுக்கு எதுவும் ஸ்லெட்ச் பண்றதுக்கு பயந்து ஆடினாங்க அந்த ஆஸ்திரேலியன் டீம். அஃப்கோர்ஸ் ஐ எம் நாட் டேக்கிங் எனிதிங் அவே ஃப்ரம் இந்தியன் பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸஸ், பட் த வே See, this despite being us Indian fans, இது ஒரு ஐரனி. நாங்க ஆக்சுவலா கொண்டாடணும், பட் as a cricket fan இது ஒரு பெரிய தோல்வி ஆக்சுவலி. ஏன்னா இப்படி நியூசிலாந்துல தோத்து போனாங்க. நியூசிலாந்துல ஆக்சுவலா அந்த சீரீஸ் மறக்கடிச்சுட்டாங்க ஒரு மாதிரி. யாரும் அந்த மாதிரி பேசுறதுல ஹைலைட்ஸ் போடுறதுல எதுவும் பண்றதுல அப்படியே
That's
அமைக்கிட்டாங்க.
because actually when they came back from the New Zealand tour, this pandemic started. So everyone lost focus on that.
Yeah, in a way, Indian cricket was in a pandemic actually, despite what
years.
He wants to tell us. In the Australians 2-1 series, of course, பெரிய ஒரு பெடஸ்டல் கொடுத்து வச்சிடலாம். பட் நீ மற்றபடி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா பெருசாக சொல்லிக்கிறதுக்கு ஒன்றும் இல்லை. பட் ஐ மீன் despite all that, அதான் I miss that hype, I miss that the old Australian thing where it used to be a big challenge. வரும்போதே பயமா இருக்கும். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பால் ஆடும்போதே ஃபர்ஸ்ட் செஷனுக்குள்ள 2 விக்கெட்டுக்குள்ள உள்ள போயிட்டா லஞ்சுக்கு போயிட்டா போறோன்ற மாதிரி ஒரு ஃபியர் இருந்தது. இப்போ அப்படி இல்லை. அண்ட் அது கொஞ்சம் ரொம்ப போரிங்கா இருக்கு. பட் regardless of what they do on the press conferences, Australia is a very tough side and they have a good squad right now, and they got their premier batsmen back, like Smith and Warner are back. Labuschagne is a big addition for them, and who's been playing well and all that. And the bowling attack is still one of the best bowling attacks in the world. So on field they will still be very tough. So I think tomorrow first match is going to happen in Sydney, and I think the first 2 matches are happening in Sydney and the third one is happening in Canberra. So first match, so what are your expectations? What do you think? Because the little bit of rustiness is expected because India hasn't played an ODI for more than like 200 days, I think.
Close to on. I think New Zealand was the last one.
Yeah, so we haven't really played 50-over game for a long time. And second thing is Australia, of course, they played the ODI series in England, so they have some sort of a big momentum, but some sort of 50-over behind. So what is your expectation first match?
See, I think expectations munadi, what would be our team combination? For starters, we don't have Rohit Sharma in Australia while playing white ball cricket. It's a huge blow. See, we can speak about his inability or his poor track record with red ball cricket when he goes overseas, but white ball cricket, Australia is a very different ball game. And Rohit oda pull and cut and all those things, I don't think we have anyone else who can come in and replicate that with ease. So அது வந்து நமக்கு கண்டிப்பா ஒரு பெரிய டென்ட் தான்.
But I think he averages 61 versus Australia, something like that in Australia. Some crazy record here.
He has scored a truckload of runs. So but it's an interesting challenge அப்படினா சொல்லணும். We have 2 young openers. I mean, I don't think Gill is an opener, but he's termed as an opener for now. But Mayank Agarwal will be the first choice, and deservedly so. There is no doubt about it. So Mayank and Dhawan will open. Maybe if we win first couple of games, which is really difficult. But if we, then Gill might get a chance to see what he can do. Illa abdina, I don't think you can give up on Mayank Agarwal just after 2 innings. And Shikhar Dhawan, I don't think we will ever drop him. I mean, I'm not saying you should be dropped. See, I think even if he plays bad.
Mayank Agarwal, I think eventually will be looked at as a replacement for Dhawan, right? Because Rohit Sharma will come back. And Dhawan maybe will play one more tournament. And I understand that like Agarwal is like 30 and all that. But whatever career is left in ODI cricket, he should be looked at as a replacement for Dhawan. That's how I see. Because Rohit Sharma will automatically take back the place when he's fit.
See, இதுல ஒரு இன்ட்ரஸ்டிங்
நீ மயங்க் அகர்வால் வெச்சுக்கோ. நீ மயங்க் அகர்வால் வெச்சுக்கோ. நீ இப்போ இந்தியன் ODI டீம்ல போய் ஆடுற ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ODI, உன்னோட 5 year பிளான் என்னவா இருக்கும்? Like what will be, because 35 வரைக்கும் ஆடுற வெச்சுக்கோ ODI. So what will be your motivation?
Of course, I would want to be part of the World Cup squad. I would want to represent the team in the World Cup and be at least as the first backup opener or something like that. அதுதான் என்னோட ஆம்பிஷனா இருக்கும். But see, நான் எந்த இதுல இருந்து சொல்றேன் அப்படின்னா, Shikhar will be 37.5, close to 38 in fact, and the World Cup நடக்கிறப்போ he'll be like 5-6 months away from turning 38, right? See, until and unless you are Sachin or you are Dhoni or you are De Villiers, if you are such gifted players in that, then alone you can survive till that age, having played top international cricket consistently. Like இப்ப சில பேர் வந்து முகமது ஹஃபீஸ் எல்லாம் எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்லலாம், but Hafiz எல்லாம் வந்து he was here and there, so he was not burnt out totally. But Dhawan has been playing continuously and you have to perform at your best. பாகிஸ்தான் மாதிரி நீ 10 சீரீஸ் பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணாம இருந்தாலும் எங்களுக்கு போக்கடம் இல்லைன்னு சொல்லிட்டு டீம்ல வச்சுக்கிட்டே இருக்க மாட்டாங்க. சோ
அவங்களுக்கு பேட்டிங் ரிசோர்சஸ்ல ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கு, அதனால திருப்பி they go back to
exactly they go back to the same
like they have like 10 batsmen
India
waiting.
cannot do that. Exactly. So Dhawan will be close to 38. But see, Rohit will be, I think, somewhere 35-ish, somewhere actually. But looking at the way Rohit is maintaining his fitness, as well as the number of injuries he's getting into, particularly hamstring. If it reoccurs, we have seen a lot of athletes, football, cricket, once this hamstring starts to trouble you time and again, it becomes very difficult. Nalla fitta irukravungalukku hamstring poidum. And Rohit does not seems to be a person who's so into fitness. So leading up to a World Cup, I'm not saying he will not be there, but the chances of him getting injured are more as he goes towards the 35-36 border. So Mayank might even play a bigger role in that World Cup, provided he scores some decent runs. But na enna solluven appadina, you just cannot look at Mayank because KL Rahul neenga number 5 ஆக்கிட்டீங்க. And I think it will be the same till we go to the World Cup, which is absolutely rubbish. Still,
if he struggles as a wicket keeper, அதுவும் பார்க்கணும் 50 ஓவர்ல. அது அப்ப என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னு எனக்கு தெரியல.
இருக்கு.
Because he's not been tested enough, and then injury chances அதிகம் if you keep 50 hours. So.
Exactly. Again, நம்ம என்ன பண்ணிருக்கோம்னா, we have just papered over the cracks. We spoke about this so many times. In the 2019 World Cup, we have papered over the crack now.
I think they are looking at it some sort of a Rahul Dravid formula, which like Ganguly did, but that was a very short time actually. You remember?
Very short time.
And it was like more like a tactic. It was not like a strategy for the next 5 years.
See, Ganguly
to add one more batsman.
இன்னொன்னு நம்ம என்ன யோசிக்கணும் அப்படின்னா, கேஎல் ராகுல் டிராவிட் எக்ஸாக்டா ஒன்னு இல்ல, ஒரே சிச்சுவேஷன் இல்லன்றதுக்கு ராகுல் டிராவிட் ஸ்டில் பிளேட் ஆஸ் அ நம்பர் 3 ஃபார் இந்தியன் டீம். பட் நீங்க இங்க என்ன பண்ணிருக்கீங்கன்னா, ஆமா நீங்க இங்க என்ன பண்ணிருக்கீங்கன்னா, யூ ஹாவ் மேட் அ ஓபனர் டு பி அ மேக் ஷிஃப்ட் நம்பர் 5 ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பாயிண்ட். அண்ட் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஆல் நீங்க அவங்களுக்கு அந்த ஓபனர் அஷ்யூரன்ஸே நீங்க கொடுக்கல, ப்ராப்பரா கொடுத்துருக்கணும். ஹி ஷுட் ஹவ் பீன் த தேர்ட் சாய்ஸ் ஓபனர். You never used him properly. You went into the World Cup, you told him he's your number 4. He batted as an opener because of Shikhar Dhawan's injury. You are coming out of the World Cup, ஒரு சீரீஸ் கூட you are making him as a number 5 wicket keeper. So KL Rahulோட சிச்சுவேஷன்ல இருந்து ஒருத்தர் பார்த்தா, he would now say I would like to do wicket keeping for a longer run because he wants to settle down in a particular slot.
உள்ள எடுத்துங்கப்பா, அதான் attitude.
So நீங்க அப்படிதான் பண்றீங்க.
Being a keeper வந்து it will help his case because even if he fails a bit as a batsman,
exactly,
keeping வச்சு he can. So but one more thing, Rahul Dravid பத்தி சொல்லும்போது என்ன கரெக்டான விஷயம் நீ என்ன சொன்னா, அது ஒரே மாதிரி கரியர் கிடையாது. 96ல Dravid started and 2003ல already 7 years into international cricket he had scored considerable runs. He has established himself as a proper batsman. Actually KL Rahul வந்து நீ ODI career எடுத்து பார்த்தனா, you can't say that he has established himself as a mainstay இல்லையா,
because he was not given enough opportunities இல்லையா.
And already you are asking him to do like 5 different roles already. So
அதுதான் problem. So I still think going into this World Cup, this team management and our captain is really going to sabotage KL Rahul's career. அதுதான் நான் உண்மையா நான் பாக்குறது. But come what may, we cannot do anything about it. So KL Rahul out of opening contention. So next in line was Prithvi Shaw, but the way Prithvi Shaw played IPL showed that he is not an international player. Of course in the test la enna kalavara poranu theriyala, but he's not an international player. He seems to have no game plan at all. Kanta shot
saying that he's not international, is it lack of
he's
form?
He's not yet an international player. See, he scored some good runs while we played. Not yet. He's not yet an international material. Romba fast track பண்றாங்க அவனை. I don't think he has the game. He needs to improve a lot before he comes to that stage. But we do have someone like Shubman Gill. So, but Shubman Gill actually was a proper number 3. What I thought genuinely was, okay, he will be a backup for Shreyas Iyer, because see, Iyer has been doing good, no doubt about it. But if you want to have a couple of more options, you can have Shubman Gill there. maybe weak series lala வந்து Iyer can be the number 3, this guy can be the number 4. So you understand, even if Iyer is injured or out of form, you have a genuine batsman. That's what they did with Virat Kohli. See, Virat Kohli was a number 3 player. He was made as a number 4, slowly slotted to number 3. அதுதான் நம்ம நினைச்சோம். But since Gill is opening in T20 cricket, etc., maybe they would have thought he can open. But இந்த மாதிரி சொன்ன மாதிரி you are right to call that out. 3-match series is such a short series. You won't get a lot of opportunities. So if Gill does not get a game, I wouldn't say it's a harsh call. It's a fair enough call because you cannot experiment too much. But in the series, I don't think Gill is going to take a lot out of the series. That is for certain. So நம்ம ஸ்குவாட்ல இருந்து பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா we are going to have Mayank Agarwal and Shikhar Dhawan. So இதுதான் first 2 slot. And I think number 3 is going to be Virat Kohli. There is no doubt about it. He's going to stay for the entire limited overs leg. Number 4 is going to be Shreyas Iyer. So இங்க தான் எனக்கு ஒரு question இருக்கு. So see, there is a person named Sanju Samson. He has been roped into the one-day team. He was not originally part of the one-day team. He was part of the T20 team now, right? So now that you have got him in, is this again a selection which says, yeah, we got him in because he was part of the tour squad? But do you really feel there is a genuine chance for him to play any role in this one-day series?
Unless
not just as a number 4.
Unless KL Rahul gets injured, I don't see him getting inside the team. Okay. Because already on a backup opener இருக்கு. Already KL Rahul ஒரு ஓபனர் தான். And then இப்போ தவன் ஃபெயில் ஆனா இன்ஜுரி ஆனா இதெல்லாம் பண்றதுக்கு பெரிய சீரிஸும் இல்லை. 3 மேட்ச் தான் இருக்கு. ஸோ அண்ட் 3 மேட்ச் சீரீஸ்ல வந்து நீ சொன்ன மாதிரி பெருசா இன்னொரு முக்கியமான விஷயம், கோலி ஃபார் ஷோர் வில் நோ தட் த டெஸ்ட் சீரீஸ் இஸ் லைக் pretty much in Australia's favor. Yeah, and he is not going to be there, and there is already a lot of ruffles going on. And especially when you start losing matches, people start talking more. They'll become irrational. So for him, it is very, very critical to win both the ODI and T20 series. For him to go back and say, both the ODI T20 win பண்ணிட்டோம், டெஸ்ட் சீரிஸ் தான் போச்சு 50-50, and டெஸ்ட் சீரிஸ்ல வேற நான் 3 மேட்ச் இல்லைன்னு சொல்லிடலாம் இல்லையா? That will save his own team, Ravi Shastri and him. It will save their graces actually. For India, this is very critical for them to win ODI and T20 or at least one of it. இது நடக்கலன்னா டெஸ்ட் சீரிஸ் வந்து நான் ஆல்ரெடி சொல்லிட்டேன், மெயின் ஸ்டே பேட்டிங்கே கோலி தான். இது வரைக்கும் ஆடின கடைசி 2-3 சீரீஸ்லயும் அவன் தான் அடிச்சிருக்கான். அவன் இல்லைன்னா உன்னோட பேக்கப் பேட்ஸ்மேன் யாரும் ஃபார்ம்ல இல்ல. புஜாரா ஆடவே இல்லை. And Rahane was out of form, and then also might be giving additional burden of the captaincy also. And then you will have makeshift openers and all flashy players. None of them are like under Mayank Agarwal தவிர யாருக்குமே டெஸ்ட் ஓப்பனிங் கேம் கிடையாது. அண்ட் எல்லாமே இஃபி, யார் அடிப்பாங்கன்னு சர்டன் தான் சொல்லவே முடியாது. bowling attack ஒன்று தான் certain thing. So I think for considering all that and considering that Kohli will know that test series is really very difficult considering you have Smith and Warner and the whole bowling attack. So he will be intent on winning the ODI T20 series, and he'll play the best possible squad. He will not try to experiment with these youngsters and all that. One way place I can see him experimenting is the bowlers, because the bowlers they have to go back to the test series and bowl 4 test matches. So you will see Navdeep Saini coming in, you will see Shardul Thakur coming in, whatever. Natarajan will get a game. I'm sure that he will get a game. Sanju Samson, I'm just looking at as a backup keeper. நான் இந்த கேள்வி உன்னோட ப்ரீவியஸ் பாட்காஸ்ட்ல கேட்டேன். ODI டீம்ல வந்து KL Rahul மட்டும் தான் கீப்பரா இருந்தது, ரிஷப் பந்த் இல்ல. யார் பேக்கப் கீப்பர் நான் கேட்டேன். யாருமே வந்து இதுல கீப்பர் கிடையாது. சோ சாம்சன் அகைன் டூரிஸ்ட் பார்ட்டி தான். யாரா இன்ஜுரி அடி வாங்கிச்சுன்னா தான் உண்டு. ஃபார்ம் போனதுக்கு கூட அவனை உள்ள வரதுக்கான சான்ஸ் நான் பார்க்க முடியல. ஏன்னா என்ன டிசைட் பண்ணுவோம் ஒரு 2 மேட்ச்ல. ஸோ unfortunately he will also probably play T20. ODI I don't see him.
Okay, so number 4 is going to be Shreyas and number 5 is going to be KL Rahul, right? So we both agree on that. So before we go into
Rahul has what? Regardless of who he played, he has like 200s at and some 80 or something he scored at number 5. Whatever game he's been given, I don't think it's really important, but I mean whatever he is given in that position, he has scored these runs.
Yeah. True.
But he'll be, I'm certain it will be a massive challenge. it will be a massive challenge for KL Rahul to save himself from injury actually. 50 years to stand there. So another backup keeper பார்க்கணும் நான் சாம்சன். One more question நீ கேட்டது வந்து சருண் தாக்கூர் ஏன் எடுத்தோம், ஏன் தீபக் சாகர் எடுக்கல நம்ம பேசிட்டு இருந்தோம். Yeah. Bowling. So we'll come to the bowling, but we'll just finish up with the batting. I see number 4 Shreyas Iyer ni sonna bhai was done well.
Number 5 KL Rahul.
Number 5 KL Rahul. Number 6 will be Hardik Pandya.
Yeah,
Hardik Pandya is another discussion.
Before we go to number 6, number 7, there is another member in the squad who might again be like cheerleader or water boy. Manish Pandey. This is the person who I don't understand. I feel sorry for him in many ways. At the same time, I don't understand what they are trying to do with him. See, either you pick him and say you are going to be a backup for number 4, or you are going to be a backup for number 5. There is some clarity you need to give him. 2016, his journey started with the Indian team. MS clearly told him after that 100, this guy has batted under pressure in Australia, even though it was not the best bowling attack. Still, he did what he had to do. He has earned 20 one-day innings for that. Other than MS order statement. We went back to India against New Zealand. He had a poor series. I think we won it 3-2. He really had a poor series. But anyone can have that series. Abla pata Ajinkya Rahane la ni team liye irukka mudiyadhu. Over series ah paatha na test la vechirpen. So this guy was dropped right after because the captaincy was changed. Kohli da adutha captain. He came back and he went back to Yuvraj Singh. Okay, that story ended in a different way, but still he lost his spot there, and he was never recalled into the team even after that. After that Yuvraj Singh experiment went in a certain direction, he got dropped, etc. Then they went back to Raidu, they went back to Reina. They went back to Shreyas for some small series, and then they again went back to Vijay Shankar, etc. But they did not see Manish Pandey at all. I don't know whether he was invisible for them. He used some special magical power. But suddenly, when everything was done by 2019 World Cup, we went for Shreyas Iyer. That's a good move. Suddenly, we again went for Manish Pandey. For him to not find any reason to be in that 15 because he was not going to get into playing 11.
Record kuda pathana, it's sporadic because he has been sporadically used actually.
He has been sporadically used.
26 matches he scored some around 500 runs or something. At 35 he scored a century, 92 strike rate actually. It is okay, but I mean, when you just look at the number you think he's not performed well, but he's been used terribly actually.
He's been used terribly. Number 4 he was brought in. Suddenly he was given chance. Number 5, number 6. What are you trying to achieve with him? I don't think he has clarity on his head because he doesn't know what role he's going to play. And see, why are you having Manish Pandey in the team? What role he has to do? So the number 6 spot. So when we look at Hardik Pandya, leave his bowling. Bowling a complete vitruvo. But as a number 6, what he is going to do is he's going to do a lot of what MS did during his prime. I'm not saying Hardik Pandya is MS on the top pillar.
The role.
What I'm trying to say is he's going to do that kind of a role where he has to come and finish big. He has to score those big shots. Other than Hardik Pandya, what a role.
Yeah. And him and Jadeja will be the finishers. Yeah.
Correct.
Dettol
exactly. Hardik is built to do that. Maybe he's a 30 run, 40 run player, but he might grow and he's not going to bowl a lot. So I really have hopes
no
on him. He's going to grow.
6 and 7 which you have. And the 6 and 7 actually did reasonably well in the 2019 World Cup. Jadeja nalla da adikta. And the problem was the 4-5 la na problem irundhuchu. Inni varaikum 3-4 varshama irukku. 4 years we haven't spotted 4 and 5. 4 and 5 sorted in a country which has like batsmen every street. It's just utter failure from the captaincy, utter failure from the strategical point of view, utter failure in terms of selection, and then having a clarity of mind. Or goal irundaduna idu nadandirukka vaaipe illa. Nama innu it is shameful that we are still debating 2020 முடிய போது we had a World Cup debacle. அதுக்கு அப்புறமும் இன்னும் தெரியல இன்னும் யாரு இப்ப என்ன ஆகும்னா, இப்போ ஸ்ரேயஸ் 2 மேட்ச் ஃபெயில் ஆனா 3rd மேட்ச்ல அவன் வருவான். அவன் வந்துட்டு வேகமா ஒரு 54 அடிப்பான். அவ்வளவுதான். அப்புறம் அடுத்த சீரீஸ் என்ன ஆகுதுன்னு தெரியாது. இப்ப ஸ்ரேயஸ் என்ன கதின்னு தெரியாது, இவனுக்கு என்னன்னு தெரியாது. ஒரு அப்படியே அந்த லிம்போலயே போயிட்டு இருக்கோம். See
இதே ப்ராப்ளம் தான்.
அடுத்த வேர்ல்ட் கப்ல சம்பந்தமே இல்லாம வேணா வரும் பாரு அந்த ஸ்பாட்டுக்கு. இவங்க 2 பேரும் இருக்க மாட்டாங்க.
எக்ஸாக்ட்லி. ஏன்னா எனக்கு இது நான் புரிஞ்சது.
அடுத்த ஐபிஎல் வேற இருக்கு. பிரியம் கர்க் அடிப்பான். பிரியம் கர்க் தான் அடிப்பான் அடுத்த ஐபிஎல்ல. அடிச்சிட்டு பிரியம் கர்க் நேரா வேர்ல்ட் கப் அடிச்சாலும் ஆச்சரியம் இல்ல. ஸ்ரேயஸ் ஐயர் அவனே டம்ப் பண்ணிட்டு. இந்த
மேபி சான்ஸ் கண்டிப்பா சான்ஸ் இருக்கு. சோ இப்ப இந்த இதுல ஹர்திக் பாண்டியாவோட ரோல் டிஃபைன்டா இருக்கு. பட் இங்க தான் எனக்கு கன்ஃபியூஷன். So is Manish Pandey even considered as a substitute to do that role? If so, it's a stupid move. Because நம்ம இப்ப பேசின மாதிரி Hardik Pandya is built to do that.
So even if
yes, he cannot be a finisher. So what message have you given to Manish Pandey? Have you told him you have to wait till you get a chance wherein Shreyas Iyer fails or he gets injured? Is that the opportunity he's waiting for? Because anywhere below that, Manish Pandey cannot play. It's very well known fact. He can play only as a and the number 5 நீங்க சீஸ் பண்ணிட்டீங்க with KL Rahul the wicket keeper. See, you cannot make KL Rahul now a opener because you feel you need a substitute for MS Dhoni at number 5, which is a stupidity, which I don't understand. Why do you want a wicket keeper as a number 5 just because MS played his whole life at number 5? That's a debate for another டேன் தான் சொல்லணும். பட்
பார்த்தேன்னா அந்த பேட்டிங் லைனப்ல எல்லாருமே ஸ்ட்ரோக் மேக்கர்ஸ். ஆக்சுவலி யூ சி ஸ்ட்ரோக் மேக்கர்ஸ் ஆர் ஹிட்டர்ஸ், இது 2 தான் இருக்கு உனக்கு கேட்டகரியில. மனிஷ் பாண்டே டு பி ஆனஸ்ட் கேன் பிளே a very different role, like in terms of quick wickets down na he can actually play the accumulating game. He is actually a good runner between the wickets. And but see, Shreyas Iyer actually has learned to do this. He was a stroke maker. He has learned to do this because in India he has been pushed into 4 again. So he is trying to do that. KL Rahul again, he's looked at as some sort of an aggressive batsman in the middle order. In the middle overs, romba thengama run rate thengama irukradhukku you need someone to keep hitting those boundaries. That's how I see his role also. So I mean, if the person is not going to be used at all, and he's also not getting any younger. He's like 32 kitta vandhu.
He's 32 close
to 32. So in the person badla at least the aada poradha or aalukku you can at least take a youngster. You can take someone like, if you want a batsman, you can take someone like Garg or whoever. At least he'll be in the touring party. At least he'll learn to understand. He'll be playing in the nets and all those things. So adutha tharava pogumbodhu he'll be ready. So see, the problem is we back some players and then the back, when once they failed, and then we pick a new set of players, and then we go back to the old players who we dropped.
We don't have a plan. We don't know what we are doing.
Never actually transition players at all. Like forever they are thinking that ipo inni kuda Dinesh Karthik kitta kettana you will still believe that you can get inside the side.
Exactly.
ஏன்னா அந்த கம்யூனிகேஷனே கிடையாது இல்லையா? அவ்வளவுதான் தம்பி, முடிஞ்சு போச்சுன்னு சொல்லவே மாட்டாங்க. அது தெரியாது, எப்ப வேணா வரலாம். இப்போ நான் சொல்றது, இப்போ KKR எதுக்கும் செமையா ஆடினா ஐபிஎல்ல கார்த்திக் will be the finisher again. It will be a repeat of 2019 squad. It's going to happen.
I don't know. So, that is the biggest question mark. See, you have a set top 7 and then you try to find replacements. That is the way you do. And when you are trying to set a top 7, there are going to be hiccups. But when once you have identified certain set of players, you give them that freedom, you give them game time. That is when you really believe in your process. நீ every series வந்து பிளேயரை switch பண்ணிக்கிட்டே இருந்த அப்படின்னா that means whoever is taking that decision does not believe in that decision. ஏன்னா ஒரு சீரீஸ்க்கு அடுத்த சீரீஸ் நீ ஒருத்தரை மாத்துற அப்படின்னா what is it that you expect from them? Like இதே நான் ஒத்துக்கிற ஒரு ட்ரை சீரீஸ் விளையாடுறீங்களா, if you play 15 games and then you switch a player, that makes sense. ஒரு 3 one day game 4 one day game என்ன மாத்துவீங்க அதுல?
No, my question is whether there is a process or not. அதுவே எனக்கு தெரியல. But I mean, நம்ம 4-5 பத்தி நம்ம பேசினே போலாம். But let's just go to 6 and 7 with I'm very convinced about it. I like that. I like Hardik Pandya at number 6 and the way he's hitting the ball around that. Hardik Pandya, the bowler, is a big question mark. So how many overs he can go? You said that it's a boon that has happened, that
yes.
Pandya is now will be looked at as a 3 or 4 over bowler, like similar to what Stoin is doing, and he's a better batsman than Stoin, I believe. So
exactly.
So adu oru role which he can perform. So what are your thoughts on Pandya's future? நீ இப்ப பாண்டியா வச்சுக்கோயேன், நான் என்ன நினைக்கிறேன்னா அவனோட பேட்டிங் has to go up several notches. He cannot now bat the same way or have the same numbers which he has already right now and expect to survive in the team or justify his place in the team. He'll be looked at primarily as a batsman who can bowl a bit. நான் வந்து ஆக்சுவலா ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் யோசிச்சது வந்து ஐ தாட் ஆஃப் someone like an Andrew Simons. That's the example you should take as a take because Andrew Simons நீ பார்த்தனா ஒரு மாதிரி bowling ஆடுற மாதிரி வந்து பேட்டிங் அக்ரெசிவ் ஆடுவான் பேர் வந்து then he became a damn good batsman. His ODI record is unbelievable. Coming at number 5, number 4, number 5, number 6 to maximum. Andrew Simons average pretty high and at a very high strike rate. He used to finish those games and he was looked at as a proper batsman. He was looked at like and then who could bowl. Spinners,
true. Absolutely, he can bowl.
That's an example he should take, I believe, because Hardik Pandya, if he really wants to believe in this future in the ODI team, has to be much better batsman. He has to have better numbers at number 6.
See, I think now he will get the right direction because till 2019 World Cup, I felt he was misguided, he was misdirected. Because see, if you ask any champion team, no one would ever say, "I will have Hardik Pandya as my third seamer." See, it's not a disrespect to his talent or anything, but he was not a natural bowler, and he can be a good bowler. See. England could have easily said, "Hey, Ben Stokes can come and bowl heavy balls and he can take wickets. Ben Stokes is my third seamer." It wouldn't have made sense because he's not your third seamer. Hey, even Jacques Kallis was not their third seamer. I mean, are we to say Jacques Kallis was not such a good bowler as Hardik Pandya? Absolutely not. He was a good bowler. He is not known for being a third
job in the team. That's not his job in the team, actually. Not exactly. Kallis was a fabulous bowler actually.
But
he was not there in the side for that.
Exactly. See, when you mark a particular fast bowler or a fast bowling all-rounder, no team expects him to go and bowl 10 overs. No team will expect him to bowl because the fast bowling all-rounder is going to take so much amount of effort to be a batsman. And he gives you that extra kick as a bowler. If everything is going south for your quick bowlers, he can come in and do a different job because he will not bowl at 140, 145. He will bowl at 130 to 135. The batsman might think we can take him on and they might get out. And he might have some tricks on his back. இப்படிதான் யோசிப்பாங்களே தவிர no one will say he is a first change bowler. கண்டிப்பா கிடையாது. But we made that stupidity.
Yeah, Pandya is not Hendricks. He's not Faulkner. Faulkner and Hendricks actually can bowl 10 overs. They're bowling all-rounders who can come and tonk a few balls at the end. But Pandya, primary talent, primary talent, batting talent.
Correct. Even Faulkner was not said, "Hey, I'm going to have Mitchell Stark, Hazelwood, and Faulkner." No. It was Mitchell Stark, Mitchell Johnson, Hazelwood, Faulkner, Watson. See, இதுதான் நம்ம பார்க்கணும். Faulkner was the fourth bowler to be tied up with Watson. இதுதான் important. But exactly. But நம்ம இங்க என்ன பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா, we said Hardik Pandya the third seamer. You don't even have a backup seamer to assist him. It was height of stupidity. I mean, it's horrible to have got an injury.
That stupid Kapil Dev thing overcomes. அது பண்ணி
திருப்பி ஒரே
I think we overbowled him and that maybe caused his injury. That's how
maybe. So
and he was forced to become this fast bowling. Almost நான் நடுல வந்து 140 லாம் போட்டுட்டு இருந்தான் ஓவரா ஸ்ட்ரெயின் பண்ணி.
அதுதான் நான் சொல்றேன் because they told what I would have genuinely done. What I would have genuinely done, I saw an innings he played in Chepauk. I was there in the stadium. We were somewhere 38 for 4 or no. Him and Dhoni will rescue us against Australia 2017 in the series. He will come, he will counter attack, he will take them on, he will even take on the likes of Pat Cummins or someone like that. Who was bowling at their best, and he will take on Zampa and he will turn that game on its head. So that Hardik Pandya looked a confident batsman. He did not come in and swing wildly. He played some decent cricket shots. Right. But after that, we never allowed him to be a number 5 or a number 4. We again switched him back to number 7. But Angada or strategic decision was taken wrong. Maybe they should have allowed that momentum to go on because anyways we were struggling for a number 4, number 5. You could have given him that role and told him, hey, see, if you can go up the order and do a good job, do a decent job, and World Cup is 2 years down the line, we might think about you as probably not a 10-over bowler. You can come in and chip in few overs. We might find a different baseman to accommodate you, knowing it's going to be in England. But anyways, it's done and dusted. But Hardik Pandya now getting injured is horrible for him, but it's also good for him to have his career
now
turned in a different direction.
He will not have the delusions of being some kind of a top bowler.
Top bowler.
May path ரொம்ப clear. நீ வந்து if you want to establish a career, you have to be a good enough batsman and then chip in few overs. Anyway, it's fantastic on the field. And actually, Andrew Simons சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, Andrew Simons ஓட numbers if Hardik Pandya achieved, his career is fulfilled. What Andrew Simons did was he played 200 ODIs, scored 5,000 runs at an average of 40 at a strike rate of 92 as a batsman. Okay. And 198 matches, like he took 133 wickets at 37 and economy of 5. If he does this, it will be one of the best careers actually, which India has had. Absolutely. That's the guy you should look at because very similar attitudes, very similar to the field also.
Exactly. See, and him batting at number 6, I don't think it's a challenge because he can absolutely bat as a number 6. There is no problem with him at all.
Mumbai Indians kada பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கான். So
he can do that. He can absolutely do that. And actually, Solapona, he is now facing fast bowlers with ease. People who bowl 145, 150, you don't see Hardik Pandya struggling. He's able to time the deliveries. He's able to score runs.
And because he's not able to bowl, he's spending a lot of his time in batting nets actually. As a batsman. Which is good.
Maybe it's helping him now. So, yeah.
Pandya, I'm okay with Pandya, and I'm expecting big things from Pandya. Actually, if he doesn't do well, it's a big disappointment. This is the stage for him to shine. Actually, he should take over the series on his own because if injuries patti complain பண்றது ஒண்ணும் இல்ல, bowling workload கிடையாது. But Jadeja again, I'm very convinced about Jadeja. Jadeja is a complete utility player.
We need Jadeja.
I'm very curious about Jadeja, the hitter who like was smashing it in the IPL. I want to see whether he can replicate that in the national team.
Maybe he can, but again, the moment MS stepped away, now we are giving the mantle to probably KL Rahul and Hardik Pandya to do that job at the lower middle order. So we cannot expose our tail to be like 5 bowlers who cannot come in and bat at all. It's not possible no longer. The Kulcha combination, I think, it got outdated. It got outdated as we approached that World Cup. But now, not just because they are ineffective, I don't think we are in a position to even try that combination. We cannot do it. So Jadeja is going to be a mainstay. See,
Jadeja is another guy who has to improve his batting pedigree in ODI. He cannot be just like I'll come and 10 ball 15, 10 ball 20. He cannot look like now that Dhoni is gone. Both these players have to take that responsibility of impossible. And the role of அந்த மாதிரி perform பண்ண முடியாது, but ஓரளவுக்கு கொண்டு வரலாம்.
But என்னோட worry is more in line with his bowling. See, considering for this series at least, Hardik is not even going to chip in with 2-3 overs. It looks like that. He hasn't bowled. Team management will not take
Jadeja a choice. Will be a critical bowler actually.
So Jadeja will be a 10-over bowler. So Jadeja being a 10-over bowler, if there are a couple of left-handers and he has never been able to bowl properly to left-handers with a wide ball, what would we do if he's taken for runs? Because we don't have another bowler who can come in and even bowl. See, Shreyas Iyer won't bowl. You have already said number 5 is KL Rahul. You don't have anyone in top 3 to bowl. So that makes top 5 just pure batting unit.
Virat Kohli will come and do that Chris Harris thing.
He won't. He said he won't bowl. It looks like he said he won't bowl at all anymore. So
என்ன பண்றதுன்னு கையை பிசிய வேண்டியது.
What will we do? அப்படின்றது ஒரு பெரிய question. So but we cannot go with Chahal. See, this is where I feel still whatever we did from 2014 till now, we have not fixed anything properly. This is what I keep getting reminded of. We went into the 2015 World Cup with the same problem because we could not drop Ashwin or Jadeja because even Ashwin that time was even considered as a batsman. Solopona. He can do something, this, that, and that. We had both of them. Fast forward 2019 World Cup, still we said, hey, suddenly now Jadeja has to come in. We cannot play Kuldeep because we feel our batting order is exposed. I don't know. Why did you play both of them leading up to the World Cup? Suddenly you felt your batting order is exposed. If 1.5 year down the line, still we feel, is Ravindra Jadeja the 10-over bowler? Do we have enough batting? What would we do in the particular issue that is always haunting us? I would say this is the biggest issue why we cannot go on and win a big World Cup. You know, if you look at
ஒரு critical matchல யாரா ஒருத்தர் அடி வாங்குவாங்க. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணுவீங்கன்னு தெரியாது.
Exactly. You need your top order to come in and chip in with at least few overs of spin. எதாவது இங்க வந்து see what
Shreyas had never bowled like some
he bowls some average leg spin bowling. நான் என்ன சொல்றேன் அப்படின்னா
not even as good as Raina and all that, right? So
no, but you can think about using him a little. You just cannot say I have 5 bowlers and Hardik a person who cannot bowl now, and then I'm going into a series
to see actually who, because that situation is going to come. I want to see who is going to come and bowl that few overs or whatever, or they'll force Hardik Pandya to bowl more.
But whatever is going to be the case, I still feel in your top 4 cannot be filled with players who cannot bowl, and your wicketkeeper is the 5th batsman. It does not work that way. You don't win big tournaments that way. You cannot do it. Now when I was thinking about this wicketkeeper situation, I always felt KL Rahul is a genuine opening batsman. If you want to find a good number 5, try a good number 5 who can bowl and bat a little bit, but don't fill that slot with a wicketkeeper because your top 4 cannot bowl. சும்மா வந்து பேடிஎம் டிராஃபில இந்த சீரிஸ்லி போய் ஃபில் பண்றதுல வந்து யூஸ் இல்ல.
That's interesting now that you say that. So who will be your candidates? Like who will be your choices? இப்போ நான் கரண்டா நான் பண்றேன் இப்போ கேஎல் ராகுல் ஓபன் ஆகிட்டேன் whatever. Now I want to get one more player who can bowl and bat. Who are your choices actually?
See, நான் எப்படி சொல்லுவேன் அப்படின்னா, to be honest, it might not be the choice of the majority of the people, but நான் என்ன சொல்லுவேன், the way I see Hardik Pandya play, looking at the World Cup by 2023, I would make him number 5. He's not going to bowl a lot. I will tell him, you be the number 5, Shreyas will be the number 4, KL will be opening. Because I'm not sure Shikhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma will be our openers 3 years down the line with both of them 35 plus. I have my doubts in that. So I would make KL Rahul the opener. For number 6, what I would say, first thing, I would say, Jadeja, can you step up? Can you step up and deliver the goods? Because as a number 6, you cannot be the number 7. Number 7 is something like, hey, mudinja adi. No. You have to stand in and deliver, but you have got 2 years. We are going to trust, but we want to see considerable improvement in your batting as well as your performance. You might not be the 10-over bowler. You might not be the 10-over bowler.
Somehow I feel he's already becoming a better batsman and he's actually getting down as a bowler.
Maybe he's getting down as a bowler. That's evident. But his batting rise is enough அப்படின்னு கேட்டா I'm not so sure till I see him do well in international cricket. But நான் என்ன சொல்றேன்னா, but he can be pushed in to do the job. He can be, might work, might not work. But if he could not, நான் என்ன சொல்லுவேன்னா, I would love to fast track someone like Riyan Parag in India A. நான் இப்ப சொல்லல, in India A for a year or two, because
even that built. I think there's this guy called Abhishek Singh.
Abhishek
for
Sharma.
SRH. Abhishek Sharma. See, Abhishek Sharma, actually, I remember him bowling well in one of the matches. I saw he has some bowling instincts.
He has good variations. இல்ல நான் ஏன் பிரியாங்க் கர்க் சொல்றேன் அப்படின்னா, பிரியாங்க் கர்க் doesn't look like a 18-year-old boy. He is built. He looks like a 18-year-old Australian. He is well built. Obviously, he is well built. And he can hit a long ball. He seems to have a good head. Yes, one few games for RR.
You're talking about Riyan Parag, right? Riyan Parag.
Sorry, Riyan Parag. Sorry, Riyan Parag. So, and actually, 17-year-old away, he showed a lot of good performances. Pona IPL. I'm not saying he is the one, but you can think about a player like him, because see, if you look at the future, maybe as a 21-year-old or 22-year-old, he could be the big thing in that World Cup. You might never know. See, India obvious choices illa.
Would you consider someone like extreme weird call? Will you consider someone like a Tewatia, 27?
I would, but I don't think this management might.
He has the
can.
Spunk is there, you know.
He can. What I would say is, I would put Jadeja as number 6. I will ask Tewatia to be the number 7. By doing that, see, my only concern is Tewatia someone.
See, that good
bowl? Can he bowl that good?
See, if he does well again for the next IPL, he's going to come again. That gives us some sort of an answer, because one IPL which wouldn't decide பண்ண முடியாது. So
see, but நான் என்ன சொல்லுவேன் அப்படின்னா, the way Tewatia is hitting the ball, he looks a far more better batsman than Jadeja. Actually, he looks a far more better batsman than Jadeja. Jadeja maybe a good batsman
who can bowl.
He is a batsman who can bowl. So in that case, maybe I would say number 6, he could do the role. நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி Riyan Parag இந்த மாதிரி யாராவது ஒரு 2-3 choices எடுத்துக்கிட்டு, if Jadeja says he's not the number 6, maybe use these people and then use Jadeja. So what that does is, I have a number 5 Hardik who can bowl 2-3 overs. I have a number 6 who can bowl and who can bat.
People in the top order who can bowl.
Exactly. And then I have Jadeja. So what this gives me is, Jadeja is not going to be a 10-over bowler every day. When he bowls well, he's going to be. When he doesn't bowl well, I have 2 good choices. I can cover him up. So this squad might give me a lot of confidence going into a big tournament, because if Pandya doesn't step up as a batsman, maybe Tewatia and Jadeja can do the job to salvage some pride. Yeah. Same way, if Jadeja has an off day, I can look at Tewatia to give me few overs. I can look at Pandya to give me a couple of overs or more. So, see, what we are trying to say is
backup for failures actually on a day.
Exactly.
Even day somebody fails badly, you need some sort of a backup. So
we need backup. இதுதான் நம்ம வந்து actually 2011 World Cup க்கு அப்புறம் we did not do this.
2011 ஓட ஃபார்முலாவே அதான் actually. நீ பார்த்தனா யுவராஜ் சிங் and then சுரேஷ் ரெய்னா, அதாவது யுவராஜ் சிங்கே நீ பேக்கப் போலர்னு பார்த்தனா அவனுக்கு பேக்கப் ரெய்னா இருந்தான். And then Sehwag was there.
True. Tendulkar
போடுறதுக்கு சான்ஸ்
can bowl. So we had enough என்ன சொல்றது fire power. Whoever fails, someone else is going to step up. So I think this is something Virat Kohli needs to look at. See, Virat did not look at it ever with Indian team nor with RCB. அதுதான் அவனோட பெரிய failure. Because if you look at both the teams, top 4 வந்து ரெண்டு டீம்லயுமே bowling பண்ணாது. அவன் மெயின்டைன் பண்ண RCB டீம் சரி, அவன் மெயின்டைன் பண்ண இந்தியன் டீம்லயும் சரி, pure batsman போய் the bowlers cannot bat, the batsman cannot bowl.
And so all the teams are top heavy if you see.
Top heavy. So இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு இதுதான் பெரிய ஹோல் நம்ம டீம்ல. See, நம்ம நம்பர் 4 நம்பர் 5 ஃபில் பண்ணலன்றதை விட, நம்ம ஃபில் பண்ணாத ரோல் வந்து we started to have so many single dimensional cricketers. அதுதான் நம்மளோட பெரிய
we underrated what Sehwag and Sachin and Yuvraj did actually.
Exactly.
சும்மா டிப்லி டப்லி நினைச்சிட்டோம் போல இருக்கு. And then they were like pretty skillful and
true
and they were doing it for such a long time. We took it for granted. Like Tendulkar has been bowling for like 15-17 years. He used to bowl. So Sehwag for the bowling, Sehwag was a very effective bowler, and Yuvraj was actually better than many left-arm spinners actually on his day.
So
Yuvraj was such a dream cricketer. Now thinking of it right now, Yuvraj was such a dream cricketer. Yeah. And the number 5 அப்படி அட்டாக் முடியும், அக்யூமுலேட் பண்ண முடியும். And
ரொம்ப ஹார்டான ஒரு
ரொம்ப ஜாஸ்தி ஈகோ கிடையாது. Actually people think Yuvraj is not egoistic actually. Plays for the country always. And then fielding la அப்படி ஒரு கெத்து. And I have like new appreciation for Yuvraj and also what Rahul Dravid did as a finisher. People underrate that also. I mean, okay, let's just move on from that, because I think 6 and 7 I think it's pretty much okay.
Future for now, yes.
And
For
but
now
one of the
that is
concerns
going
I
to be.
had for this team is 7 kapro pure tail actually.
That's been
Pure
there
tail.
for a long time இல்லையா? See, if I look at it this, see, இங்க தான் எனக்கு கன்ஃபியூஷன் நிறைய ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகும். If I'm going to say
இல்ல
from number
அதுக்கு முன்னாடி நீ
8,
உன்னோட 4 bowlers சொல்லிடு இந்த அடுத்த நாளைக்கு
see,
மேட்ச்க்கு.
என்னோட 4 bowlers வந்து it will be Bumrah, Shami, Chahal and Saini, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
None of them can actually hold the bat actually.
None of them can bat. Shami can come in and whack a little bit. He can score 15 runs if he can on that day. But மத்த 3 பேர் சுத்தம். But இங்க question என்ன அப்படின்னா, we spoke about Chahar being not selected and Thakur being selected, which of course was a surprise for everyone, for all the fans. எல்லாமே team select ஆனே, what is this? Why is Thakur a better bowler than Chahar? இந்த question எல்லார்கிட்டயுமே வந்தது. We spoke about it before this podcast, Alaya. If we even think Thakur is a better batsman than Chahar, அப்படின்ற ஒரு thought processல, if we take Thakur in the 15 வெச்சுப்போமே. In the 15 வெச்சுப்போம்.
Yeah, it's ridiculous actually. If someone is performing a trade, you judge them by that first actually. அப்புறம் வந்ததெல்லாம் போனஸ் தான். இப்போ நீ தாக்கூர் என்ன bowler தானே, bowler and then Chahar என்னது bowler. First அதுல ஸ்கில் இருக்கான்னு பார்த்துட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் வரதெல்லாம் அடிஷனல். Now if you tell me that Thakur is a better batsman but Chahar is a better bowler, now you failed already because you're picking a bowler.
See, again என்னோட क्वेश्चन மார்க் இங்க என்ன வருது அப்படின்னா, தாக்கூரை நான் ஸ்டில் பிக் பண்ணுவேன். நான் எப்ப தாக்கூரை பிக் பண்ணுவேன் தெரியுமா? என் டாப் 4ல ஒரு 2 பேர் பவுலிங் போடுறப்போ நான் தாக்கூரை பிக் பண்ணுவேன். saying Thakur can give me more depth on the batting. ஏன்னா இன்னைக்கு எனக்கு ரவீந்தர் ஜடேஜாக்கு ஒரு பேட் டேனால கவர் அப் பண்றதுக்கே ஆள் இல்ல. தாகூருக்கு பல பேட் டே வரும். ஸோ தாகூருக்கும் பேட் டேனா we will end up giving around 350 on a 300 wicket.
Shardul Thakur will cost you more matches as a bowler than winning you more matches as a batsman.
More matches as a batsman. இதுதான் true. So
Deepak Chahar will win you more matches as a bowler.
Correct. So we cannot afford to have Shardul Thakur in the team because we already have a Jadeja whom we cannot trust those 10 overs and we don't have anyone who can bowl in top 5. So in the mari constraint I cannot select Thakur. But having said that, last 3-4 people are pure tail. So and the 4 bowlers should do a gun job. சும்மா என்ன சொல்றது, 4 bowlersல 2 பேர் போட்டாங்க, 2 பேர் போட்டாங்க. They cannot afford to have a bad day. They can have an average day, they can have a good day. அவ்வளவுதான். If you have a bad day, the team will lose. இல்லனா ஜடேஜா இன்னைக்கு எக்ஸ்ட்ராஆர்டினரியா போணும்.
எனக்கு இன்னொரு விஷயம் எனக்கு என்ன தோணுதுன்னா, எனக்கு இந்த அட்டாக் தேர் each one is an individually amazing bowler. Okay, Bumrah, Shami all in form and all that. But நான் ஒரு கொஞ்சம் லேக் ஆஃப் வேரியேஷன் உனக்கு தெரியுதா? ஆல் பேஸ் அட்டாக், ஆல் எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் ஃபாஸ்ட் அண்ட் ஆல் ஹிட்டிங் த டெக் அண்ட் அஃப்கோர்ஸ் லைக் பும்ரா பிகம்ஸ் அ வெரி டிஃபரெண்ட் bowler at the end. ஸோ பும்ரா தனியாக எடுத்து வச்சுக்கலாம். சைனி ஆக்சுவலி bowls a decent death over and all those things. Shami also does it well. But my thing is they're all very similarly paced. I'm remembering the South African pace attacks of the 90s and 2000s where South African எல்லாம் இண்டிவிஜுவலா எல்லாரும் கன் bowler. But on a day when the batsman is comfortable with playing at that pace, they used to negate them completely, all 3, and they didn't have a variety. So in the மாதிரி இடத்துல, don't you think someone like a Natarajan, someone like Chahar would have added a different dimension to the attack?
See, actually சொல்லணும்னா I would have
all three right armers சொல்றேன்.
I would have taken Chahar or Natarajan any day. But இங்க எனக்கு ஒரு question இருக்கு. See, I've seen this debate happen in Facebook far too many times. Okay, this Bhuvaneshwar Kumar situation, right? I was always on the fence on the debate because I did not see Bhuvaneshwar Kumar as a bowler who will come in and rip the batting lineup apart on any given day. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar the white ball ஆல்வேஸ் பும்ராக்கு சப்போர்ட் காஸ்டா நல்லா bowling போட்டுட்டு இருக்கான் அப்படின்றது இருந்ததே தவிர, இஃப் பும்ரா ஹேட் ஆஃப் டே
ஸ்விங் ஆகலன்னா,
ஆக்சுவலா சொல்ல போனா புவனேஸ்வர் குமாருக்கு அந்த ஸ்விங்கே கம்மியா போச்சு. நான் என்ன சொல்றேன்னா, when I look at Bhuvaneshwar Kumar's bowling, to be honest, I cannot say there is some effort involved in his bowling when things are not working out. He's someone
he has a plan A and plan A failure ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா என்ன பண்றது தெரியாது. அதை பார்த்திருக்கேன்.
இல்ல கரெக்ட். மோர் சோ than that பும்ராவோட டே மோசமாச்சுன்னா we could not tackle anyone with Bhuvneshwar Kumar. இது நமக்கு உண்மையான ப்ராப்ளம் அது. See, for example,
Bhuvneshwar Kumar also, if you remember, when he came, he was a pure swing bowler who then for some reason suddenly started focusing on bowling very quick and he started increasing his pace and all those things, if you remember. நானே வந்து இன்டர்வியூல வந்து பெருமையா சொன்னேன், நான் பேஸ்ல பயங்கரமா ஒர்க் பண்றேன், பேஸ் இன்க்ரீஸ் பண்ணிருக்கேன். So this is also coming from the Kohli is a bit obsession with express pace.
அது மட்டும் இல்லாம புவனேஸ்வர் குமார் ஒயிட் பால்ல நிறைய அடி வாங்கினான். ஏன்னா the series he came in, the ball swung like anything. அந்த பாகிஸ்தான் சீரிஸ் நம்ம தோப்போம், அவங்க ஜெயிப்பாங்க, பால் வந்து பூமராங் மாதிரி ஸ்விங் ஆகும். So everyone thought, oh, we found a James Anderson who's going to swing the ball from leg stump to off stump ன்னு நினைச்சாங்க. பட் ஐ மீன் ஜேம்ஸ் ஆண்டர்சனுக்கே கண்டிஷன் இருந்தாதான், இல்லைன்னா பால் நவுறாது. பட் ஜேம்ஸ் ஆண்டர்சன் முக்காவாசி லைஃப்ல போலிங் போட்டது ஆஸ்திரேலியா ஆச்சு, இங்கிலாந்துல. பட் புவனேஸ்வர் குமார் போடுறது இந்தியால. சோ அந்த ஸ்விங் பவுலராவே இருக்க முடியல. சோ he needed an additional skill. அந்த அடிஷனல் ஸ்கில் எங்க இருந்து வரும் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தா வேரியேஷன்ஸ். ஸோ அந்த வேரியேஷன்ஸ் எஃபெக்டிவா இருக்கணும்னா he has to bowl at a little bit higher pace. ஏன்னா 130, 132 புவனேஸ்வர் குமார் போட்டுட்டு இருந்தது. It was not effective enough. So he has to become that 135 to 140 bowler. அதுதான் புவனேஸ்வர் குமார் பண்ணது. பட் அவனோட ஆக்ஷனுக்கு அந்த 135 to 140 did not make a difference. See, someone who comes in and hits the deck or someone who's going to nip the ball, இவங்க ரெண்டு பேரும் வந்து பேஸ் இன்க்ரீஸ் பண்றப்ப எஃபெக்டிவ். புவனேஸ்வர் குமார் வந்து ஸ்டுவர்ட் பின்னி மாதிரி பால்ல இப்படி விட்டா பால் அப்படியே தான் போகுமே தவிர இல்ல நான் ரிலீஸ்ல சொல்றேன், நம்ம நல்லா பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா பால் நிப் ஆகாது புவனேஸ்வர் குமாருக்கு. இப்படி காத்துலயே இப்படி ஸ்விங் ஆகி போகுமே தவிர பிச்சான அப்புறம் டீவியேட் ஆகாது.
So actually, if you are a pure swing bowler, pace is a deterrent for you. Actually, it's not good for you.
It's actually not good. Exactly, அதுதான். ஸோ புவனேஸ்வர் குமாரோட இதுல வந்து அந்த எஃபெக்டிவ்னஸ் போச்சு. ஸோ புவனேஸ்வர் குமார் பும்ரா ஹர்திக் பாண்டியாவா, ஷமி பும்ரா சைனியா அப்படின்னா எனி டே இந்த அட்டாக் தான் மோர் மெனசிங். சொல்ல போனா
நான் என்ன சொல்றேன்னா, எனக்கு என்ன கேட்டிருந்தேன்னா Saini, of course, Saini, I would have kept him like a backup to either Bumrah or Shami, and I would have had Deepak Chahar actually playing in the 11. Or even if Shardul Thakur pati pesano, Shardul Thakur bala, I would have picked someone like a Sandeep Sharma, who's been doing amazingly well in IPL. Onnume avanoda record vandu is equal to what Jasprit Bumrah has done actually, and I don't know what Shardul Thakur deserves.
நான் என்ன சொல்லுவேன்னா, Shardul Thakur looks to be a vague pick. பட் சந்தீப் சர்மா மாதிரி ஒரு பவுலர் ஒன் டே கிரிக்கெட்குள்ள வரணும் அப்படின்னா ஐ வுட் சே பிக் ஹிம் இன் ஸ்ரீலங்கா சீரீஸ், வெஸ்ட் இண்டீஸ் சீரீஸ், wherein he will gain some confidence. ஏன்னா சடனா ஆஸ்திரேலியா கூட எடுத்து
சீரீஸ் நான் சொல்ல இவ்வளவு நாள் எடுத்ததுக்கே someone who has been doing really well every year and he always used to play for difficult teams, poor teams, and he always was மொக்க டீம்ல பெரிய சப்போர்ட் இல்லாம he has those numbers. So I always felt that he deserves spot. But anyway, so I think tomorrow we'll be playing this one, Saini, Shami and Bumrah, and which is fine. Which is an all-pace attack. But my only concern is if they get used to the pace, they become one-dimensional and they don't have a backup bowler in the batting lineup. So
ஒரு good thing என்னன்னா, Shami has learned to bowl lot of cutters, and Bumrah we know can do that any day. So if Shami actually becomes a better bowler in the middle overs and death இல்லையா, I would say then this is a very strong attack. ஏன்னா if I look at the Shami who was there 1.5 years before, he was a gun barrel straight bowler. அந்த டெஸ்ட் மேட்ச் லைன் அண்ட் லென்த் தவிர ஷமிக்கு வேற பவுலிங்கே போட தெரியாது. அந்த பால் ரிவர்ஸ் ஆகும் இந்த புது 2 பால் வந்த அப்புறம் ரிவர்ஸே ஆகல. அது அவன் என்ன நினைச்சு போட்டான்னு தெரியாது, நேரா செங்குத்தா bowling போட்டுட்டு இருப்பான். So now he looks like a bowler who has a good yorker, who can bowl some slower balls, some cutters. So maybe he will be really effective. So I would say Saini is still a one-dimensional bowler. He has raw pace, but he
which is fine for a young bowler. He first has to show us skills.
But he will learn.
Yeah, he will learn. He has time, and I'm very excited for signing. Actually, it's natural pacer,
Maybe
lean,
Australian wickets
yeah,
he might get
lean
lot of
body.
benefit.
Doesn't look like he will get injured. He looks like one of those
Good.
in the Umesh Yadav mold with some sort of a strategic mind actually. So
True.
which is there. I'm excited by
So
signing. I like the bowling attack. My only concern is whether it's too one-dimensional in the pace. Just because உங்களுக்கு வந்து அதான் சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, none of them can afford to fail. அது ஒரு பெரிய ப்ராப்ளம்
yeah,
இருக்கு.
அதுதான் பெரிய பிரச்சனை. That I would surely
மூணு
say
பேர்ல
yes.
யாராவது அடி வாங்கினா கூட யார் பேக்கப் போடுறதுக்கு ஆள் கிடையாது. அதான் பிரச்சனை.
We don't
But I
have
mean,
one. So
I think we have done to death with the Indian lineup. Do you want to just look at the Australian side? Just
so Australian
Well,
side, or
Finch will be there. Finch and Warner will open.
I think they have. Let's see, Australia squad.
ஆஸ்திரேலியால நீ சொன்ன மேட்டர் நிறைய உண்டு. பேட்டிங் லைனப்ல bowling போடுறவங்க நிறைய பேர் உண்டு. ஸ்டாயினஸ், மேக்ஸ்வெல்.
So see, Australia, the quicker way we will do. So it's going to be Finch and Warner.
Finch and Warner, yeah.
Warner, Smith,
And Labuschagne will play.
Labuschagne. Yeah, Labuschagne. I will pronounce him in
Harsha Bhogle அந்த
Afrikaans.
மாதிரி. Labuschagne.
So top 4 is decided, yeah. And then number
Alex
5,
Carey will come.
I still feel they will go with Glenn Maxwell. Without considering his IPL form, he did really good.
5 is a bit too high for Maxwell நினைக்கிறேன்.
Well, I think they are trying to make him as a number 5, if not for Stoinis. They are not looking at Carey as a number 5.
Maxwell Kapro, who do you see after Maxwell?
See, if Maxwell is going to be number 5 now, then Stoinis could be number 6, or they could switch. It will be either Stoinis number 5 and Maxwell 6. These are the two possibilities.
Carey at 7,
Carey might be 7, because Carey has been doing that role.
Yeah, I'm saying it's too much to use him at number 7.
He's a good player, but see, provided I'm saying Stoinis is going to be in the playing 11 because of his good form.
He'll be there.
So if he is there, then obviously Carey should be there,
number 5, Maxwell, number 6, Stoinis, number 7, Carey, 8 will be Stark.
Carey. 8, yeah, maybe. I think Kane Richardson has pulled out. He's not there in the squad. He's a withdrawn player. Because Kane Richardson can bat a little bit.
So who do you think will be their spinner? Zampa?
It will be Zampa. Ashton Agar T20 use பண்றாங்க. They are not using him for one wicket. So it will be Mitchell Stark, Zampa, and then I feel Hazelwood has again come back into the team, and then Pat Cummins, and they have said they might rest in for limited overs. These 3 might not play all along. I think Justin Langer or someone said that.
Yeah.
So there is a big possibility of Sean Abbott coming in, or maybe Cameron Green. They speak so high of Cameron Green.
Sean Abbott actually has also scored a lot of runs recently.
With his
improved his batting.
So
Moises Hendricks is a very interesting pick actually. Is he a backup for Stoinis?
I see Moises Hendricks like Manish Pandey. He has been the Manish Pandey of Australian cricket for years. Without knowing what his role is, what he has to do. He seems to be a passenger down here. I really don't see
how he came back because of Sheffield form or whatever. So I don't know. So,
maybe. And Sams is not going to get a game unless Australia decides either they have won it 2-1 or 2-0, or they have lost it 2. So
Australian middle order, I see some sort of a weakness if you see, because
Australian
they're not really known as ODI players.
Australian middle order பெரிய வீக்னஸே அவங்களுக்கு நம்ம தளபதி தான். தளபதி என்னைக்கு என்ன பண்ணுவாருன்னு தெரியாது.
Now become a better bowler than he is a batsman. So
ஆமா. So தளபதி as a batsman and சின்ன தளபதி as a batsman. ஏன்னா ஆஸ்திரேலியன் கலரை போட்டாருன்னா
I'm more concerned with but yeah, 50 over I think it should be fine. Smith and Labuschagne are primarily not wide ball.
Actually உங்களுக்கு they are struggling with Smith and Labuschagne. என்ன அப்படின்னா
very similar players, right?
Actually they can still do a good job if this guy can actually play good. And instead of Stoinis, if you probably had Faulkner. Stoinis is a guy, I mean, not this Faulkner, the old Faulkner. Stoinis is a guy who takes a lot of time before he starts to score. வந்த உடனே அடிக்கிற பிளேயர் வந்து ஸ்டாயினிஸ் கிடையாது. So when you make him as a number 5 or number 6, he struggles. And Maxwell வந்து the 2014-15 Maxwell தான் Maxwell. அதுக்கப்புறம் சும்மா Maxwell பேரு தானே தவிர Maxwell never did anything for Australia ஒரு 2 T20 கேம் தவிர. So அந்த வெயிட் இருக்கு இல்லையா for someone to come in and finish, Maxwell, Stoinis மாதிரி people மேல போடுறதுனால whatever Steven Smith and Labuschagne is gonna do இல்ல, it is becoming immaterial. அவங்க வந்து 200 for 2ல கொடுத்தாலும் they end up scoring only 270. Rather it should be 320, 330. ஏன்னா அந்த 320, 330 ஸ்கோர் பண்றதுக்கான பிளேயர் கேலிபரோ மசுலோ வந்து மேக்ஸ்வெல் கிட்டயும் ஸ்டாயினஸ் கிட்டயும் இல்ல.
எனக்கு வந்து நான் இப்ப பார்த்தது வந்து வார்னர் ஃப்ரெஞ்சுக்கு அப்புறம் ஒரு பெரிய ரட் இருக்கு, ஆக்சலரேஷனே இல்ல.
They don't have
and their so called finishers are not technically finishers.
They are not.
So it's a very iffy lineup, even though they're all big names, and then you never know what Smith and those kind of players can do. They can turn up and then they can take the game away. We cannot discount that. But
Steven Smith
base value it looks like a very non-ODI
squad. Non-ODI squad. But see, நீங்க சொன்ன மாதிரி I will accept one thing with both Smith and Labuschagne. They can play that role of strike rate 100, but they cannot accelerate that strike rate to 120 or 130, at least in the last 10 or 20 deliveries they faced. They both cannot do that.
And one of them has to come good, and then along with some kind of a hitter has to do the job for them to finish well. You cannot expect Smith and Labuschagne to actually go and hit them out of the park and finish the game. Like Kohli mari kadayadu. Kohli will accelerate at the end, right?
Correct.
That's these not the game. These people are not. And then the bottom வந்து கொஞ்சம் actually weak தான், considering the
actually weak.
If you bowl very tightly in the middle overs to Smith and Labuschagne, and I mean, given that you have taken out Finch and Warner at early, one of them or both of them should go out early, and then see, the sooner you get Smith and Labuschagne into the field, the better for India actually.
See, actually, when we speak about this particular squad, we need to look at two things. We keep speaking about David Warner and Finch being the aggressor, etc. See, this guy is 34 actually. He's going to be 34. This guy is 34.
Yeah, they're not the forces of the old. Yeah.
They are not the forces
ground and all those things I'm saying.
That and all are given. But when we looked at this 2019 World Cup, these people would have been 33 somewhere. He would have been 32 end somewhere. Actually, the Finch Warner prime was 2015 World Cup. Many people did not, maybe they have seen it, probably they did not talk about
29, 30 years old, yeah.
They were 29, correct, 29, 30, that was their prime. Just because it was Finch and Warner household names, no one really are looking at it now. Reala Pata Abdina, 3 years World Cup is. He will be 37. He will also be 37. Australia now need to look past them. Seriously, Solana, because exactly, because I don't see either Warner or Finch in the same category as Hayden and Gilchrist. I don't see them. I don't see them in that category.
Even in the prime, it was not the case.
They were not that category players. So they really now need to look at it. Australia will suffer when they become 37 if they don't have a backup opener. Solapana nama India oda idhu concern pesurom. Australia literally does not have a backup opener. They are putting all their exam these two people.
Only guy they have is Will Pukowski, who is known more as a test player. And he scored 2 double hundreds as an open Sheffield.
Exactly.
But anyway, it's not like the cupboard is full of batsmen actually for them. They really have to think about it. And I remember one of the matches Alex Carey opened somewhere. So I don't know.
Against India, 2019.
Alex Carey opened panna, adu maybe your option atla. But yeah, I mean actually Australian side is more in decline than the problems they have are more structural. The problem we have is more a bad strategy actually. We have the talent.
Correct. We have the talent.
They are actually managing what they have actually, Australia. So.
True. So it will be interesting.
So Nadiki, so நான் கீ பேட்டில்ஸ் நான் பார்க்கறது வந்து அஃப்கோர்ஸ் வந்து Bumrah versus the openers, Warner and all those players. And then at the death also, how Bumrah and these players are going to go. And then I'm very interested to see Zampa versus Kohli. Kohli has always struggled with Zampa. And Kohli is actually generally struggling with spin. People don't speak about it. I mean, decent spinners only, he always struggles a bit. So that's one more thing which we have to look at. Some of the key battles I see. Again, Pat Cummins is the best bowler according to me and the group. Stark, of course, takes a lot of wickets and all that. Like pure bowler, I like Cummins. At least the 50 over at test format, not the T20. But yeah, I mean, for them, it's about, I think, taking India out early for a lower score. And then with whatever batting they have, they can chase that or something like that would be some sort of a strategy, I think. Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to chase huge scores. If நம்ம 350 தான் அடிச்சோம்னா இந்த பேட்டிங் லைனப்ல அக்ரெசர்ஸ் பெருசா இல்லாம எப்படி பண்ணுவாங்க எனக்கு தெரியல.
See, I think it's going to be an interesting series for Indian team in particular. I really think the Virat Kohli what we have seen for probably the last 8-9 years or maybe 7-8 years, I don't think that Virat Kohli is going to turn up for a longer period of time because IPL New Zealand series there is some level that has dropped in his batting.
Yeah,
maybe
2019. In fact, I think he doesn't have a century in 2019, something like that. I saw some stats.
Doesn't have, but okay, he has.
But again, the pandemic and all those things, I'm taking that into account. But but he has been. Anna Kohli enna theriyuma? Kohli has actually achieved stratoscopic numbers actually for quite a while. It looked like a low down. But Anna, the fall is genuine. I can see the fall is genuine. I can see that
the fall is genuine. And நம்ம பெரிய பாயிண்ட் என்ன பார்க்கணும்னா, we won all those Paytm series because of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. இது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்டான ஒரு பாயிண்ட். Virat Kohli's average climbed to 60. We played without number 4, number 6, etc. We still kept winning series after series after series because he was scoring truckload of runs. So now with Rohit Sharma not being present and this genuine drop in form of Virat Kohli, it will be interesting time for Indian team. If batsmen don't step up and deliver, Paytm series will not even save our ass. We might start to lose even here. ICC World Cup la lose panna vena. We are losing.
It will trickle down to every series actually.
It will
but one more thing is, Kohli has been dominating the captaincy debate purely because of his batting, because he is such a damn good batsman that perisa pesa mudiyadhu. So when his batting drops, his stature within the side and also the command he has with BCCI, adho eppadi maarundradhu paaknom. I can see that also.
See, one day series.
Because now Ganguly is at the top. There is a heavyweight at the top. It's not a lightweight. So if your batting is dropping when he comes asking a question, you cannot beat around the bush with Ganguly.
Exactly. So I think in the one day and T20 series is going to be very interesting for that reason. Test series, I think it's going to be even more interesting if we lose all the 3 games without Virat Kohli. First game maybe we win or we draw or we lost, that's okay. Matta 3 game, if we end up facing defeats, that is going to raise so much questions on Ajinkya Rahane. In a particular, I mean, one, Virat Kohli will become the god.
Tell me one thing. Rahane loses the 3 test matches, loses the 3 test matches. But what if he's averaging 65 or something? What if he succeeds as a batsman and they lost?
He can stay as a batsman, no problem. But the
test series, test series is a defining series for Rahane actually, more than anyone else.
It's a defining series for Rahane. And idhula நம்ம எல்லாரும் என்ன see this is something I'm saying because what has happened with social media and everything. When Virat is not there, we end up losing all the 3 games. Virat will become the god. We will blatantly, everyone will say it's because of Virat.
And considering that you do well in the white ball tournaments also.
It will make him என்ன சொல்றது, நிரந்தர முதலமைச்சர் மாதிரி, நிரந்தர முதலமைச்சர்னு சொல்ற மாதிரி நிரந்தர கேப்டன். ஏன்னா 3-0, if we lose without him, that's a big fall.
Yeah.
Even though, I mean, the expected, unexpected la vera. And Rahane, if he does not score in this, and he will be given the captaincy, it is going to be probably the end of his international career. Because IPL la Delhi la தயவு செய்து வெளில போப்பான்ற ஒரு நிலைமைக்கு தலைவர் ஐபிஎல் ஆடி இருக்காரு. சோ ஒயிட் பால்ல பேச்சுக்கு இடமே இல்ல. ஒயிட் பால்ல பேச்சுக்கு இடமே இல்ல.
He has to play. நான் எனக்கு ஞாபகம் தெரியுமா 2001ல when Rahul Dravid played Australia, that series, he actually came into the series in a very similar situation actually. People don't remember what happened before 2001. 2001 வரதுக்கு முன்னாடி Dravid was in terrible form. 99ல he failed terribly in Australia. Sachin was the only one who scored runs there. And Dravid was in the match, அதுவும் number 5ல மாத்தி he was given a different role, and then பாத்துக்கோ இந்த சீரியஸ்ல நீ ஆடினா உண்டு, இதுலதான் வேற ஆள் தான் பார்க்கணும். So it was like that. If he had failed in that series, and the 180 was a career saving innings actually for Dravid. So it's Rahane, who was actually called as similar to Dravid and all those things, and then Lakshman, every kind of name he is being called. But when Rahane was a hero, Dravid na. So he's actually in that spot right now. He's like one series away from getting banished from in cricket, high profile cricket. Otherwise he has to go back to Ranji da. IPL எனக்கு தெரியல இனிமே யார் கொடுப்பாங்க ஸ்பாட். So அது இல்ல, டெஸ்ட் மட்டும் தான் ஆடுறான். டெஸ்ட் போச்சுன்னா then he has to go back to Maharashtra, Bombay, அப்படியே ஆயிரும். அதான் I can see.
ஏன்னா and again Rahane ஒன்னு புரிஞ்சுக்கணும், his 30-40s will not save him this time.
Yeah, he's not going to be any younger also. Not getting any younger. He's not 29. Yeah.
So everything is against him. So it's going to be a very vital series. You know, the more I see of Rahane play, the more I feel he's not going to make it. You know, see, bad patch, bad form is different. But எவ்வளோ வருஷம் bad form, bad patch இருக்கும்? That's a big question mark. You can have it for a season or two. I can't remember the last time Rahane came out and played against a world-class attack and showed some authority.
He did bat well versus West Indies in that series, and West Indies attack was no slouch. I will not agree that it's a silly attack.
Was not slouch, but நம்ம West Indies
not a great attack.
Englandல நம்ம நல்லா
பார்த்தோம் series. Good bowling attack, and then he did see அவன் என்ன பண்ண முடியுமோ பண்ணா actually. But நான் சொல்றது but இதுதான் is going to define how his cricket is going to go forward actually. And நான் இப்ப Dravid சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, 2001ல Dravid was 28. He was not yet 30-32. He's like Rahane right now is 32ல Tendulkar Dravid எப்படி விளையாடினாங்க, you have to remember. Okay, 32 they were like scoring centuries every alternating games. So anyway, அந்த லைனை கூட நம்ம கம்பேர் பண்ண வேண்டிய அவசியம் இல்லை. But yeah, like you said, Test series will be a defining thing for how we look at Virat Kohli, how Ajinkya Rahane's career is going to pan out. And of course, I would already say that white ball is still, I would say 50-50. I think 60-40. It's a bit in favor of India because we have more explosive cricketers who can turn games in a short format. In Test cricket, Test matches, I would literally put like 65-35 or 70-30. Actually, 70-30 Australia. If we win one Test match, I'll be very surprised. Actually, but again, our bowling attack is not that bad. அது ஒண்ணுதான் hope actually.
I would give 10% chance for India to avoid 4-0. 10% chance to avoid a 4-0. See, the writing is on the wall. We don't know who's going to be our openers. Mayank is one. We don't know who else. After the first game, we don't know who the number 4 is. And until unless Pujara has the brilliant series which he had last time, there is so much weight on his shoulder, and we have a vice captain who's going to turn captain, who has been out of form for the last 5 years, except for the West Indies series. And we have a Rishabh Pant who seems to have doubled his weight, but not his performance. So he needs to get back to fitness and then come back into the team. We have good fast bowlers.
நம்ம டீம்ல certain performers ரொம்ப கம்மியா இருக்கு actually. எல்லாமே
See,
iffy
again,
தான்.
we were riding the wave with Virat
நீ ஒண்ணு
Kohli,
சொல்லு
Pujara.
நீ ஒண்ணு சொல்லு, இந்தியன் டெஸ்ட் டீம்ல bowling விட்டுரு, பேட்டிங் லைனப்ல சர்டன் பெர்ஃபார்மர் என்னால ஒருத்தர் கூட சொல்ல முடியல ஆக்சுவலா.
Exactly, அதுதான் நான் சொல்றேன். That's what I
நான்
feel.
வந்து
We are
ஸ்டீவன் ஸ்மித் சொல்லுவேன் சர்டன் பெர்ஃபார்மர், லபிஷேன் சொல்லுவேன் சர்டன் பெர்ஃபார்மர் இந்த பேட்டிங் யூனிட்ல. Maybe
ஆஸ்திரேலியாக்குள்ள டேவிட் வார்னர்.
on and off Warner. Yeah, Warner I think still will struggle. I think this will be the
In
end of Warner.
Australia,
Something
in
tells me.
Australia still
Yeah.
he
I think
played
our
good.
bowling attack is very good. Like Warner is not the old Warner, so he might struggle. But I'm just saying there is a certainty. I can see 500 runs coming from these people, Smith and Labuschagne and those kind of people. But இந்தியாவில் வந்து எல்லாமே இஃபியா இருக்கு ஆக்சுவலா. புஜாரா நீ ப்ரீவியஸ் சீரிஸ் வச்சு நம்பிக்கையில சொல்லலாம் அவ்வளவுதான்.
I somehow feel in the series la Pujara is going to fall flat.
Could be.
I somehow feel.
But he could also score runs because this is the only format he plays and he'll be like raring to go. So
I think there is too much pressure on him and he does not have anyone to help him out. Yeah, see.
Actually, correct. நீ actually Kohli Pujara helped each other in that way.
Helped each other. நான் என்ன சொல்றேன்னா, I think Mayank needs to step up. He needs to score some big hundreds because I really don't have any hope whatsoever on Prithvi Shaw and KL Rahul as test match players for now. Zero. I will count them as free wickets. I mean, even if it is disrespectful.
KL Rahul in the middle order, I don't mind actually. I don't mind KL Rahul in the middle order, but I don't see him as an opener. Open the comments of Sark when they just square him up and
they will take him out easily. So adanala Mayank Agarwal becomes the support player for Pujara now,
and someone who scored runs before here.
Scored runs before. So
I think the three critical players I see is Pujara, Mayank Agarwal and Rishabh Pant. Actually, all three have scored runs before. And
I actually solapona the way Pant has been playing.
The way பத்தி சொல்ல நான் சொல்றது இதுதான் ட்ராக் ரெக்கார்ட் இருக்கு. அடிச்சிருக்காங்க சொல்லலாம். இப்ப என்ன பண்ண போறான்னு தெரியாது எனக்கு. பட் நான் இவங்க எல்லாம் முன்னாடி ஆடி இருக்காங்க டெஸ்ட் சீரிஸ்ல, வின்னிங் டீம்ல இருந்திருக்காங்க, ரன் அடிச்சிருக்காங்க 3 பேரும். அதுதான் நான் பாக்குறேன். இந்த 3 பேர் ஸ்டெப் அப் பண்ணலன்னா இட் பி ஹியூமிலேட்டிங் டிஃபீட். ஐ திங்க் தட்ஸ் ஆல்சோ தேர்.
ஆமா.
சோ we have nowhere to hide.
அதான் சொல்றேன் இல்லையா, we need to avoid a 4-0, we need to avoid innings defeat. And
கவாஸ்கர் சமயம் ஒரு சொல்யூஷன் சொன்னாரு. கவாஸ்கர் சொன்னாரு மெல்பர்ன்லயும் பிரிஸ்பேன்லயும் வந்து எக்கச்சக்கமா மழை ப்ரெடிக்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க போல. சோ 2 வாஷ் அவுட் ஆயிரும். அடிலைட்ல வின் பண்ணிடலாம் கோலியோட. அப்புறம் அவங்க ஒரு மேட்ச் வின் பண்ணிட்டாங்கன்னா 1-1 முடிச்சு வெளியே வந்துடலாம் சொன்னாரு. சமயம் இருந்துச்சு. மைக்கேல் ஓண்டி கிட்ட சொன்னாருங்க. ஆனா சிரிச்சிட்டு சொன்னா he was just joking. But yeah,
இல்ல actually I would say there were so many truths hidden behind that. ஏன்னா ரியலா இப்ப நம்ம பேசுறப்பே when we look at this Indian test team, the team which we were saying is a lot more stable. You just remove Virat Kohli, the team is shaking.
Wheels come off.
Literally we don't know. இது முன்னாடி
கஷ்டப்பட்டு இந்தியாவை முன்னேற்றி திருப்பி 90s டெண்டுல்கர் மாதிரி ஆகிட்டோம்,
கூட்டு போயிட்டோம். இல்ல ஏன்னா we saw that in New Zealand. See, Kohli had a bad series.
Tell me, did Prithvi Shaw bat like that? New Zealand?
He batted all right, in fact.
In a terrible lineup, maybe relatively he did well, I guess.
But anyway, we cannot criticize him.
What's your call for tomorrow? Who are you calling for a victory?
See, what I would say is I would say India if Chahal bowls well. See, Bumrah again, they are not going to take him apart, but they will not give him a lot of wickets. So Shami might take wickets. He might be a little expensive. I am not sure what Saini will do. I am not sure what Jadeja. I don't think Jadeja can do a miracle. He's not going to help us as a bowler to do anything.
Jadeja will be your bowling weak link.
Bowling weak link. So Chahal or effectiveness is going to be very, very important. And he seems to have become a better bowler now. Really speaking, he seems to have become a better bowler.
Thankfully, he works with the same captain, so they can try to replicate.
And Solapona, Chahal or Googly has become more effective. He's turning the Googly a little bit more and he's bowling a lot more Googlies. So maybe if Chahal has a very good game, we will easily win it. because Stein Maxwell Kalam and the playing leg spin, there is a big weakness for them. They don't play the leg spin well. So Adanala, I see him.
Yeah, I think what Chahal does with Smith and Labuschagne is also very important.
Yeah, is also very important. So say if Australia is going to bat first, we should not allow them to score anything beyond 275, 280. That is the maximum we will be able to chase. If we bat first, I would say score 280 or even 270, we can defend. I think even though Jadeja is weak link, we have enough variation in our bowling attack. And Bumrah, Chahal, Shami are not nothing bowlers. So you have to play 30 overs of quality bowling, minimum, bare minimum, and Saini might surprise you with the space on those tracks. So the 10 overs of Jadeja is going to be the weak link. But if we pick quick wickets, even we can defend 260. We have got the decent bowling lineup, but batting, it will be interesting. If Virat does not step up, what do we do? Abdindradu is going to be $1 million question.
And considering they're playing in Sydney, do you think at some point they might have two spinners in the lineup?
Yeah, they are going to have Chahal and Jadeja. It's two spinners.
Yeah, நான் சொல்றது main bowlersக்கே சொல்றேன். Do you see is Kuldeep Yadav in the squad? I don't know. Do you see him coming somewhere?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. I think he's in the squad. I don't think they have dropped him.
ODI squad.
Yeah, I don't think we have dropped him. I think I saw Kuldeep somewhere. Kuldeep is there. But see, again, you cannot play Kuldeep ahead of Jadeja. That's not possible because our batting becomes weak. You cannot play Kuldeep in place of a fast bowler because Hardik cannot bowl. So you cannot play two seamers in Australia. That's impossible. Even though it's Sydney. Again, Sydney le test na okay. I mean, test na kuda two seamers okay illa. I don't think you can play two seamers in Australia in material of the condition. So adanaala Kuldeep cannot come in.
I mean, first ODI when the square turn I slow wicket irundha, second match the chance irukku. Second match Sydney da aadranga actually. So adu irukku Canberra, of all the places they are playing in Canberra this time. One good thing this time is they are allowing people inside the stadium. I think we'll be watching cricket with people inside the stadium for the first time.
Some audience.
Long time. 50% 50% 25%. Some audience are going to be there, which is good. I mean, again, it's all about the fans. The channel very cricket fans on that. So the more fans there in the ground, we are happy. So some sort of an atmosphere will be there. So that's one good thing. So I mean,
who's your bet on tomorrow?
Nadika. I think India have the edge ahead of Australia because Australia, I'm not convinced with the lineup first thing. I'm not convinced with the batting lineup. And I'm not convinced with their finishers. They have very slow middle order batsmen and they don't have the finishers who are in form to actually make up for it. And we have very good bowlers actually. So, I mean, we cannot take away the quality of Bumrah, Shami, Saini and Chahal are four bowlers who are not, you don't have to hide them. That's what I'm trying to say. அவங்க 4 பேர் வந்து will deliver generally. The 8 out of 10 matches they deliver. So those are like 4 good bowlers and you have to bat really well to beat them. And our batting is definitely more explosive than Australia. Australia main strength will be their bowling. Stark and Cummins and Champa, what they can do, that will be their ploy, and the batting will try to support the bowling. And for us, I think it's still the balance is a bit more better, batting, bowling. So white ball, I'm not really worried about India's chances. I'm more worried about the test series, but we'll get there sometime. But anyway, we'll just wrap up this podcast, and I think thanks for joining. So you'll be watching this as a premiere on Facebook and on YouTube also. And thanks for
before we close it out, there are a couple of comments. We'll just read it.
Taleva, itara nera uttiti pada varliya Taleva.
Actually, he has put it some time back. But
Bowlers are surely going to be rotated. Samson won't get a chance. Yeah. Samson is a backup keeper. Actually, அது ஒரு after thought மாதிரி தான் ஆட் பண்ணாங்க அவனை. முதல் ஸ்குவாட்ல வந்து செகண்ட் விக்கெட் கீப்பரே இல்ல.
He was not there.
யாரோ சொல்லிருப்பாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஏன் லூஸ் ஆகுது. சோ அதனால வந்து சாம்சன் ஆட் பண்ணிட்டாரு. So Samson பாவம். Shreyas is number 4 choice. But in T20s he won't fit. In every format he's struggling against hard length pace bowling. Interesting.
True. I've seen it.
Yeah.
seen
The
it.
thing
So
is,
this series will be interesting.
if he actually gets into the wicket quickly, before like 15th over, 16th over, Vandana, he'll struggle a bit, I think, because he needs some runs behind him to actually play.
It will
So,
be interesting. It will be really interesting to see what we
see,
do,
actually,
because
the
Shreyas
series
Iyer
will be a barometer for a so-called amazing young Indian batsman. Yeah, we always talk
true.
about நம்ம பேட்டிங் பயங்கரமா இருக்கு, பேட்டிங் டேலண்ட் உலகத்திலேயே இந்தியா மாதிரி யாருக்கும் கிடையாது அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க இல்லையா? அது இந்த சீரீஸ்ல டெஸ்ட் ஆயிரும், தெரிஞ்சிடும் உங்களுக்கு நிஜமாவே ஸ்ரேயஸ் ஐயர் என்ன மாதிரி பேட்ஸ்மேன்.
I think this is the first away series Shreyas Iyer is going to play. I mean, maybe South Africa tour he would have gone 2018. That doesn't matter now. I think after he became a mainstay in the team, this is his first big assignment away from home against a good quality fast bowling attack. If they play all three big bowlers, so yeah, that will be interesting.
It's a massive opportunity to play in a great country and against a very tough opponent, and this will make your. I remember 2008, Rohit Sharma played a big hand in helping Tendulkar win that series. Commonwealth. He was like 60, 65 something. He scored. That actually started or journey for him. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the 2011 squad.
Maybe Shreyas Iyer can learn something from that. If you play that good in Australia, maybe you will get 5 years of free pass like what Rohit Sharma got, and then you can become an opener. Chances are endless. Perform in Australia, get a free ticket. You are also from Mumbai.
You're also from Mumbai. That helps. So yeah, Mumbai வேற பிரச்சனை இல்லை. பட் பரவாயில்ல, ஸ்ரேயஸ் ஐயர் வந்து அவங்க அப்பா அம்மா எல்லாம் தமிழ் நினைக்கிறேன். ஸோ பரவாயில்ல, ஆடியோ தமிழ்டா. எனிவே okay, thanks again Adi, thanks for joining. Very interesting series. I am really keen to watch more than the IPL, to be honest. I want to watch this series more and see the actual cricket, proper international cricket. Let's see what happens. And anyway, thanks for joining. So we'll just close out the podcast.
Sure.
Bye.